Texans and Bob McNair. How
We'll
about
find
that?
out right now. Here he is, the man of the hour, Bob McNair.
And so with great pride and anticipation, I introduce to you your Houston Texans.
In the AFC or the NFC, we'll find out, but pretty sharp, huh?
And there you got the t-shirt. It looks pretty good to me. I like what I see. I like the red, white, and blue.
He said that they're going to be in battle red, steel blue, and liberty white. Those are the colors that we're going to take in the battle on Sunday afternoon. They're rocking here, and a lot of people weren't necessarily sure that they liked the Texans, but they sure love it here today.
I was going to say, timeless, not tacky, or not trendy, I should say. And the people did seem to really embrace this idea. They love their Texans, and they are back here in Houston for play beginning in 2002. Everybody seems elated with the decision.
All right. What do you think? They look pretty good.
I do. I like them a lot. The white jerseys are the road uniforms. Those
Right.
will have matching blue pants with red and blue stripe. And then on the right-hand side, the navy blue jerseys, the home jersey, and that will, of course, go with corresponding white pants with the red and blue trim. I think it's a sharp, sharp look. What do you think?
I do. I like it a lot. They had toyed with the idea of going with the white helmets. They go with the steel blue helmet. I happen to have one that I'm holding right here, which I'm guessing a guy handed it to me. It must be mine. We figure there's got to be 2,500, 3,000 people down here ready to buy some of these jerseys, etc. So September 8th, 2002, that's when they put them on for real.
The 2001 NFL season had 31 teams in total, making the divisions uneven. Back then, the divisions were East, Central, and West. Each division had 5 teams except for the AFC Central, which had 6. To even out the teams and realign the divisions, the NFL pushed an expansion team. In 1997, the Houston Oilers moved to Nashville, Tennessee, where they eventually rebranded into the Tennessee Titans. Then, in 1999, the NFL awarded the city of Houston an expansion franchise. Bob McNair, who was a leading businessman and philanthropist in Houston, formed Houston NFL Holdings in 1998, which eventually made him the head of the Houston expansion project. On March 2, 2000, after months of research and extensive focus group sessions, the Houston franchise narrowed its choices of names to 5. The Apollos, Bobcats, Stallions, Texans, and Wildcatters. The following months, the list of team names was thinned to 3, Apollos, Stallions, and Texans. Then, on September 6, 2000, the franchise was officially named the Houston Texans. With the reveal of the name, the logo and colors were also shown. McNair called the colors Battle Red, Deep Steel Blue, and Liberty White. The logo was a longhorn head, with its blue and red color scheme separated with a white stripe. It also had a single star as its eye, representing the state flag and also the nickname of the state of Texas, the Lone Star. McNair was adamant about having a logo that is consistent with the rest of the teams in the league and the overall vision of the NFL, but to also be unique and true to Houston. I think the logo strikes a great balance of fitting in with iconic NFL team logos and also having a modern and Houston feel to it. A seemingly first look at their helmet was also seen, a white shell with a deep steel blue face mask and their logo decal on both sides. A little over a year later, on September 25th, 2001, McNair showcased the uniforms for the first time. The home and away uniforms were shown, this time with the deep steel blue helmet shell instead of the white. I'm not sure if their original plans were to have the white helmet or if it was just a placeholder of sorts. The home jerseys were a deep steel blue color with a battle red collar and angular vertical shoulder stripes. The numbers were white with the red trim. There's also their Texans word mark above the numbers on their chest. Their pants are white with a thick blue stripe and red outline. Their socks were blue and white. The away uniforms were the same as the home except for the colors. Obviously a white jersey but with blue stripes. The numbers were red with a blue outline. The pants were blue with a thick white stripe and a red outline. The away uniforms also had red and white socks. Debuting in 2005, the Texans would have this secondary logo, which is obviously the shape of Texas with a capital H and T. Seemingly not being too popular, the Texans would go away from this logo and stop using it altogether around 2020. With their uniform overhaul in 2024, 2 new logos came along with their new alternate uniform called H-Town. I'll discuss this uniform and its new color in greater detail later on, but the first logo is a simple recolor of their primary logo, which adds the new H-Town blue. The second alternate logo is a stylized H, which also has the new color. For being a pretty young franchise, the Texans have also had numerous patches, some of which are their inaugural season patch, 10-year anniversary patch, and a special Christmas Day patch from last season. The Texans would add a red alternate jersey in their second season in 2003. Red pants would soon follow 5 years later in 2008. In 2016, during the league-wide color rush uniform era, the Texans received their new color rush uniforms, which were very similar to their home uniforms. In 2022, the NFL finally allowed teams to have multiple helmets. The Texans were one of the first teams in the league to get a new alternate helmet, which was a glossy battle red helmet with a blue face mask. In April of 2024, the Texans received a new uniform overhaul. They got new home, away, and 2 alternate uniforms. First, they slightly changed their colors, making the steel blue even darker, much closer to black, and making their battle red brighter, now contrasting nicely with the darker blue. For one of their alternate uniforms, they added a new color called H-Town blue, which is pretty similar to the light blue color on the Oilers back in the 90s before they moved. Their other alternate uniform is all red with a unique horn helmet decal. The main reason for this redesign was to modernize the overall brand of the Texans to match more closely with their young team. The stripes were modernized but also strangely different across the home and away uniforms. Thinking of my redesign for the Texans, the first thing I did was add the H-Town blue to their entire wardrobe. I think adding it as a permanent third color is in a way taking back ownership of that color after the Oilers left in 1997. I also kept the same logo, as you guys voted it was one of the best logos in the league on my channel. I did touch it up a bit, trying to make it a bit more modern. I made the entire Longhorn head deep steel blue, changing the star to red, and adding an H-Town blue outline to add a bit of pop. I also added a new word mark. I wanted to find something that felt more Western, to blend in more with the area of Houston, Texas. For the uniforms, I made about 3 different sets that were pretty different. I landed on a deep steel blue matte helmet with satin horn decals that are identical to the logo to add cohesiveness. To add some red to the helmet, I added the star to the back. The home jersey is the same color as the helmet, with the collar and cuffs being the H-Town blue. I added the red word mark on the chest above the numbers. I also made the names on the back of the jersey red to add more of the color, but also to pair the lettering together being the same color. The numbers are white with a thick red outline. To tie the jersey all together, I added the Texans logo to the sleeves, making them satin to stand out. For the pants, I made them white with a simple H-Town blue stripe to match with the collar and cuffs on the jersey. The socks are a deep steel blue. The away jersey is the same as the home, but obviously being white. The color of the numbers also changed to the deep steel blue. The pants color was also flipped to the dark blue with the same stripe color to match both the away and home uniform collars and cuffs so that you can mix and match without it feeling thrown together without a thought. I also added white socks to the away uniforms. For their one and only alternate uniform, I added an all red color scheme, keeping the stripes, collar, and cuff colors the same as the home and away so you can mix and match. I added H-Town blue socks also. With 2 helmets, 3 jerseys, 3 pants, and 4 socks, you can make 72 different uniform combinations. For the field design, I added the new logo at midfield with the NFL Shield logos at the 25-yard line. The end zones are dark blue with the new red word mark.
For Houston and Texas and Texans everywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to be a Houstonian. And I'm proud to be a Texan. And so with great